Okay, and this is going to be another part of my survival series. In every survival situation, you're definitely going to want that being wilderness survival, bushcraft, etc. You're always going to want a good knife. This is the knife that I have right now, but it's not necessarily a good knife. I definitely don't recommend anybody going out and buying it. It's a cheaper imported knife. The blade's about, I'd say, 5.5 inches long. It's got a Scandinavian grind, and then it's got teeth on the back. This is the Gator Survival King. It's stainless steel. It says indexable. I don't know what you index, but and it's got the spaded point at the end, and it's not full tang, and the only thing that's really holding this knife, holding the handle together with the blade, is this pin, and that really sucks. If you're gonna get a knife, you want a good sturdy knife, and you want it to be full tang, which means the handle is built around the blade, and you also want a good sheath. And this is not necessarily a good sheath, but it's the sheath that I have, you know. As you can see, it's got this paracordage around it. This is basically a survival knife is what it is. It's made by Gator. It's the Survival King. I'm not so much highlighting this particular knife. What I am trying to demonstrate is what you need a knife and what to look for. This particular knife is nice because it has a lanyard hole at the top, and that makes it really nice so you can put your lanyard in, and so it's safer to cut with and chop with, so that's definitely a plus. This particular knife, it's got this pretty tough sheath, hardened plastic sheath that it comes in, and then it's got straps right here to close it. Once again, definitely wouldn't recommend it, and I'll get to that later. And then you can basically put it on your belt, and that's really what you're looking for. And the knife that I actually recommend is actually they sell it at Walmart. It's the Buck 119 Special. That's my recommendation, or the Kabar. The Buck 119 Special is about $42. They sell it at Walmart. It's going to come with a sheath, and it's going to come with this similar length of blade, and it's a pretty good knife. When you're in the bushcraft situation and you're out in the woods and you want to do things with your knife, there are a few things that you're going to do. Number one is you're going to chop with your knife. You're going to cut with your knife. Very rarely maybe you'd stab with your knife. Maybe you're hunting feral pigs, and a good way to hunt feral pigs is to use dogs, and to actually take your knife and stab them in the heart. That's how you kill feral pigs. But I'm going to do a couple tests to demonstrate why I really don't like this knife. It's got a lot of goodies on it, and that's why I bought it, and I'll show you some of the things that it has on it, but if they're not worth anything, then they're useless. So some things you want to look at when you're buying a knife. First of all, you want it to be American made. You want a good knife, good quality value knife, and preferably American made. If it takes you a little bit longer to buy a knife, then so be it. You want a knife that's about 5.5 inches long. These teeth on the back, you don't really need that, but they're nice. But you want one that's about 5.5 inches long. You want a knife that's about full tang, and you want a knife that's going to stand up to the elements and whatever you throw at it. This one, well, you can make your own decision, but buy a knife, make sure it has a good sheath, make sure it's full tang, American made. don't spend any less than 40 or 50 bucks on a knife. If you do, you're just wasting your time. Unless you're buying a Frost Mora knives, those are great knives. I really recommend them. But this particular knife, it's not, well, I don't like it. It's not really quality, but it's the best what I have right now. So, so next time, you know, you do need a knife, choose wisely. Okay, so I got a dead tree right here. You can tell a tree is dead by usually looking at the bark. It'll be coming off and there's no leaves on it. Just because there's no leaves on a tree doesn't necessarily mean it's dead, but it's a good indicator. But as you can see, I've done some chopping already, and unfortunately that handle pin is actually coming out a little looser, but oh well, here we go. And as you can see, the top of the handle fell out because the threads aren't thick enough to support the shock. So I'm just going to take those out. Now it's really loose, but I don't care. I'd rather come out here and destroy it and know it's not going to work than to save it for when I need it and find out it not work then. Okay, switch up on it.